My first job interview after prison was crazy. I mean, it was daunting. And let me tell you something. What I learned real quick was that success in prison is way different than success in the outside world, respectfully. Though there's some crossover, though you can, learn some things in there, build some confidence in certain areas, the outside world is a totally different landscape. And I learned that quick after coming home. And let me tell you this, it was after completing a 16-year, 11-month sentence, which means I was gone from the age of 19 to 36. I had no real true adult experiences, though I was enlisted in the military at 17 to just about the time that I got in trouble. Nonetheless, I didn't ever have to really think about applying for a job in this way, because the thing that had changed drastically from the time where I was a teenager and free, or a young adult, was now I was coming home from prison, or home now, but I also had got married while in the visitation room, approximately 6 months prior to my release, whom I'm still married to, my wonderful wife to this day, having celebrated over 6 years. But we had a mortgage, there were bills, there were things going on, and it was 2020, which meant that the pandemic was just about to kick off in full swing, and something was looming overhead. We didn't know what it was then, but we knew something was there. Nonetheless, I remember I had an opportunity to go get interviewed at a warehouse for a standing forklift position, a reach truck driver position. Had to almost started stuttering when I met that up. It's traumatic, but listen, true story. I had gotten my forklift certification prior to me coming home on a level 2. Shout out to Mr. Henson, man, who fought to get this program, but it was very primitive. It was a sit-down forklift. You really didn't do too many maneuvers, but hey, he got something for us that said we were certified. And I'm thinking, with this forklift certification on the sit-down forklift, it's easy crossover to the stand-up, the crown, whatever this is called, the 360. Yo, anybody that's ever rode one of these stand-up forklifts, y'all know exactly where I'm going. And by the way, a lot of people that come home from prison work in warehouses, so I know y'all feel me on this if you did time. So, boom, I am getting ready to go to the interview, and the night before, I remember thinking to myself, I've never driven this type of forklift, but guess what? I need a job, so I'm going to try. And this has been my pattern and formula, by the way, for the rest of my life. So, listen. What I do is I watch a video online, and I'm thinking that's enough. I watch it about 4 or 5 times. I'm studying the hands. I'm thinking I can get it. And I already know 9 times out of 10 when we go to the interview, they're going to like walk us through it and, show us how to do it. And let me tell you something. That morning, the sun hadn't came up. Drank coffee with my wife. She drove me to the job interview because I hadn't yet built up the confidence that I need to drive my own vehicle yet, though I had already gotten my license day one, which is another story. But man, I remember her telling me like, yo, it's going to be okay. You got it. I believe in you. And I was like, yes, because I need to get it. And I wanted nothing more in the world to come back to the car and tell her mission accomplished. But what happened next was almost catastrophic, and it freaked me out, and it drove my anxiety level up even more, which was already an all-time high coming home with PTSD. So I go in there for the interview. I'm sitting around with a bunch of guys that now I can tell did time just like me. Wasn't really paying attention that much initially, just happy to be in the room. And one by one, we were led to the forklift. First, the pallet jack, which was a little shaky, but I was able to get that enough. That was almost catastrophic. But then came the reach truck, the standing forklift. And he gave me about 30 seconds of instructions, and then gave me instructions on what to do. And it was to pick up a pallet, put it on top of this pile, take it back off, sit it back down, and drive away. Didn't even get through the first step. Immediately when I got into the forklift, I started spinning in circles like a cyclone because I did not understand how to control this thing, man. Not at the least bit. And in the midst of my anxiety, fear, and whatever else was going on, my foot was on the pedal and I crashed into a wall. The machine lifted up a little and, man, could have tipped over, but didn't. He immediately told me to jump off and said, no harm and disrespect, you need to leave immediately. I went back to the car where my wife was, and let me tell you, I cried. I'm not ashamed to admit that. A lot of us, when we first come home from prison, we want to do nothing more than to succeed. But when we run into obstacles like this and we don't make it, it destroys us. But I was fortunate enough to have something that a lot of people don't: support. My wife looked at me, wiped the tears off my cheeks, and said, you're going to be okay. We'll get them next time. And that was it. I sucked it up. Went home, filled out 76 more, applications online. And ironically enough, fast forward, not even a year later, I ended up working in a totally different warehouse as a forklift driver, as a reach truck driver. Then I learned to do the cherry picker. I was really nice on the pallet jack, loading, unloading, all that stuff, man. And I was super nice on something that at first almost destroyed my confidence because I had no clue how to drive it. At this point later on, I was training individuals that worked at this new warehouse. So, I stuck with it. I didn't let the fear destroy me. When I seen it again, I still went at it. That was my experience at my first job interview. Anybody that came home from prison, let me know if y'all can relate, man. It gets real. It gets real. Like coming home from prison is serious, man. I'm like serious. So we're going to talk about it more, man. Peace. Oh, and stay free.